Hey everyone, this is part two of an interview that we did with our first take actor Cameron Britton on the project that we couldn't talk about before. That now that it's released, we're going to hear some of the prep and the behind the scenes. He plays this incredible character, Gary, on the Hulu show Paradise. So, and it's a while. If you guys are watching that show, it is crazy. Really, yeah. It's. I've had such a great time getting to work and see you in it, and I know it's gonna blow people's minds. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I've never done this before. Like they haven't released that I'm in it because it's like this character needs to come out of nowhere and hit you hard. So I'm not on IMDb for it yet as we interview this, and
yeah.
it comes out in a month.
Yeah.
But this is my first time actually getting to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I fully expect to get to talk about it more and more. But this is crazy.
Yeah.
And this is the one you and I were a part of from the beginning together. You know, we were getting in the weeds, so it was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Um, we're just
From the
gonna freelance
audition,
this
yeah.
basically,
Just
right?
kind of give us
Yeah.
the journey and
Okay. So
the audition, the
no audition.
prep and
So it was an
oh yeah,
offer.
that's right. I totally
Yeah.
forgot.
So
Jeez.
I had booked something, and then they called,
There's,
and we thought we could do both, and I had to pick one. It had to be Paradise
yeah,
because this show, this part, basically what happens is, as you know, since you've all seen it now,
hopefully.
uh, I'm introduced at the very end of an episode, and the next episode is my character's episode. Very much like Nick Offerman in The Last of Us. It's just like the
Mm,
show takes a break and gives this whole backstory of a person. So there's main characters in it, but I'm just in every scene, and I had 4 episodes to do. So what happened was basically they brought me out to shoot for 6 weeks. Felt like I was the lead of a film. Like I
yeah.
was on set every day doing. Can't remember the last time that happened. It's just invaluable to just literally every day, because it does get to the point where you go, what are we doing right? Oh, that one, and then it's just you crossing the room carrying a box. And that sounds easy, but that's some of the hardest stuff, in my
Yes.
opinion.
Yeah.
You and I talked a
Yep.
lot about, like, I can't prep this part because it's just me doing dishes, or they're going to ask me to improv this Christmas scene or something. And, like, I was just freaking out because in theater, you get to work that out. But in film, it has to happen right then. And I had yet to do characters that you're just watching them do their normal lives. So there's no prep there because it's not a dialogue scene. Um, so it was really invaluable to have that level of, and the project itself is a Dan Fogelman project, which means you're getting the same crew as This Is Us. So you
Yeah.
have a decade of like the tightest knit family. They work quick, they work well. These directors are so great. This one director, she Eliza Johnson, could spend this interview just talking about her.
Mm,
But she said, "I will not move on if it's good.
so
It's
good.
going to be great." Or so there are all these check-ins. This part has so many elements. You can come into this role where he's showing this or showing that in each and every scene. So it was definitely, I think that's a sign of good work, because we need to check in, like, we did it like this. Should we do it like this instead, and just see where it's going? So we were doing, it was an insane amount of collaboration between directors and actors and writers. The writers are there every day, sometimes three of them, just there to tweak dialogue,
Mm,
everything. It was insane. It was absolutely insane. Um, During prep, what happened was interesting. I fell back into some of my old habits
mm,
where I was working from the end to the beginning. Like, what do I want this character to look like when on the day? And I try to perform that. So you're already trying to get it
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That was advice from Fincher, by the way.
Yeah.
You Actors try to get it right. Directors want them to get it wrong. They want to see your flaws,
The
your
messiness.
mistakes,
Yeah.
your just
Yep.
is. And it's not natural to humans. We want to put our
Yeah.
best foot forward,
That's
but
what's interesting.
right.
Yeah.
But I start prepping, and I'm like, he's this because of this. He's so he's so uncomfortable. He bottles it up in a
I remember,
manliness.
yeah.
And I did it for you, and you called it cartoony, which was Nancy hates being candid. She just worries she's gonna hurt someone's feelings, and that makes it that much more impactful because I know
Yeah.
you're coming from a caring
Oh,
place, but this isn't. It's like I gotta say this, and I was just doing nothing like what we put on film,
yeah.
and it freaked me out. But I realized right then, okay, I know I've been getting to a good place, approaching this the right way. I'm just falling back because I'm nervous because this
Yeah.
is a big one, and I'm trying to build this character and just perform him till he shows up naturally. But we dropped the accent. We just brought Cameron
Yep.
forward and built it from there, and then
Yeah.
brought the accent back in when it
Yeah.
was time. Um, and what developed was really neat. It was really neat that there's an element to him where he, um, this is just my backstory thing, but I started him as someone with a damaged childhood from a bad mom, and I realized this is the same road I've traveled. Too many characters, and um, oh my God, what if he's an orphan and no one ever picked him?
Mm.
And this is the show. If you've started watching, no one ever picked Gary.
Yeah.
That's really how he ends up where he ends up, and then later makes the choices he makes,
Yeah.
which we can talk about. I'm being vague because I naturally don't want to say things before it's out, but sometimes you want to put so much into a role, but the role isn't the right size for that, and you're actually
Mm.
stealing the scene in a weird way because you're
Yep.
adding
Yep.
all
Yep.
this
Yep.
stuff. I
Yeah.
once had a quite popular actor say, "Can we do this take without all of your issues?" And we did. We did it moving forward without all my issues. They were exactly right.
Uh-huh.
Um, I won't say who because it was a little mean, but they were nice enough. They all are. So, but this one was you. You bring all your issues. Um, so 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 I did. But I really needed the support of these directors and
Mm.
writers and other actors. I really did. We were doing some pretty vulnerable stuff and all that. It was a lot of play. It was a lot of good times, and when you have someone like Sterling K. Brown at the helm, it's unforgettable. He's another actor who likes to just talk about acting itself when we have downtime,
Yeah.
and he'll open up about people he's worked with and things. It's wild to see. He gets that childlike acting thing.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was neat.
Yeah. You said that that the people on the set were calling him the machine.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to share about their
Yeah,
description of
yeah,
what?
yeah. He can drop a tear on the same line every time, and he can pick the eye. That was pretty evident.
Yeah.
He's him, and then it's
It's
action, and
amazing.
then
Yeah. Such a wonderful
he's
actor.
Xavier, and then he's back, and he's he's born for this stuff, man.
Yeah.
It was neat seeing him do it.
Yeah.
Um,
And
and
just super hardworking.
right, and then you're the lead of this big show. He also he's this kid's flag football coach. He's a busy guy. So it was cool to see a great still learning lines on set and taking it back to one.
Mm.
I will never have more um, issues with sound as that set. It would be impossible. We had at one point a scene. It's my character's first scene. It's this ending to this episode when you first meet me, and he puts a gun up to me and goes, "Who are you?" And I say, "I know his wife." And he says, "How the fuck do you know my wife?" He's got this baby on his chest. And I say, "How do I know your wife?" And it's like the slow push in. I explain it. It's all dramatic. I say, "That's how I know your wife." And the episode ends. So it's like, it's got to be there. But he rode in on a horse. Horse is behind me. The baby's in front of me. We're in a fly zone. What a fly zone. There's so many planes, and there's a train going by,
Oh my gosh.
and it's 98 degrees. And the baby and the horse want everyone to know that it's 98 degrees. I don't know how we ever finished it, but it's a great lesson in the like, with the more you do this, the more the random crazy chaos. Like one time my wife came to set and said, she'd never been to a set, and it was fun. Her takeaways, she just said, I can't believe how many people are touching you between takes. And I don't even think about it anymore. But if it's a scene with action, then they got to get the clothes back and the hair back and the face back, and you're just getting notes, and then you go back, and I guess we get pushed around a little bit. But it was a great chance to not spend. You will get on, even with actors who work a lot, and suddenly they're distracted between takes during their close up. During their close up, when they say cut, you can see
Jeez.
they start saying, "Is there a fly in here?" Something like
Wow.
they're oh, you work all the time, but people they can get tense during close up. This was a great opportunity to just deal with whatever comes and let it go. That was cool.
Yeah.
And
And you got to get to be friends with the guy that played Enos,
mm-hmm,
right? That
mm-hmm.
that connection was good. And also with Sterling K. Brown's wife on the show,
Yeah.
right?
No, I
That
didn't
was
meet her. I was
no
hoping to do the podcast with her. Oh, I'm
the
sorry, not
what?
his real wife.
No, no,
It's
no, not his real
the
wife.
new guy.
His wife.
His character's wife.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes, we got a lot of work together. Andy McQueen, who plays Enos, he we just talked a couple days ago. I'm very, very close to him. I would say most sets you get close and then you have lives, and that's it. But there's been a couple actors that you continue. They're now people you call the regular, your friends. So Andy is that. I'll be shooting something in Montreal. He helped facilitate me booking
Oh,
it. I called him
wow.
to let him know I'll be in Montreal. He said, "I
Wow.
know. I helped you. I told them to
Wow.
go with you, so they looked you up." So that was
Oh,
pretty
that's
cool.
sweet. Yeah,
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 I know
yeah.
Andy a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, those connections were really cool. They were really neat. And we would spend, this is what a Dan Fogelman project can be. There was a scene that me and Anuka we weren't sure what
Yeah, I
needed to
remember. Yeah.
happen. It's their final scene. And it's this scene, assuming you've all seen this now, Gary has kidnapped who he considers his boy, named Bean, and Terry comes into the post office to get the boy out and get out of there, and Gary just can't let them go. And meanwhile, Xavier is on a building trying to get a clean shot through the window to hit Gary and kill him if Gary approaches Terry aggressively. Um, and we needed to know, because there's so much blocking, there's so much in the dialogue, it needs to seem to Xavier as if Gary is being impulsive and there is a justification to shoot him. But from the audience's perspective, it needs to be that Gary's just feeling a lot of feelings. He's not going to hurt her. So it's like, we need to know exactly where to stand, what to do, and what this needs to feel like. This dialogue isn't feeling like I can be impulsive and erratic. So
Mm,
maybe it means this here. Can we, man, they got all the writers and the
so
producer we got
wonderful.
on this big conference call, and then the director meets us. During her lunch break, while everyone eats, we just start blocking it and doing it, and then the crew show up, we keep going. It was the most, this is
Wonderful.
what it, if you want that kind of
Yeah.
product, do this. Will you always get a great result? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet as this interview right here. I don't know what we got, but um that's the way to get it, I'll tell you that
Yeah.
much.
It's
So
amazing.
it was a level of collaboration that, again, at the end of the day, I am a guest star. To care this much, that's just because that's what you do, that's what you believe in, and that seems to be a Dan Fogelman thing. Um, um, I can't say enough. I can't believe when work like that comes
Yeah.
and you get something. Not, I mean, it's great if the work's great, the character's great, but the people, all that, it's like a dream come true, you know?
Yeah, have to say, so Dan Fogelman wrote him an email. I wished I could read it to you, but I can't. But but it was so exciting that after the shoot, it's a beautiful, really elaborate message about how incredible Cameron was on this, and that people are gonna love you in it. And he was just so effusive about your talent and saying that he can't wait to do something else with you. So that's, pretty sweet too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was just like, gosh, it's just, yeah.
It was wild, and I did do what a lot of folks do. You sign on excited, and you start working on it, and you start having your doubts, and you realize you better get the hell out before it's too late. So you call your agent and say, I want to get out of this one, and they say,
Oh, yeah,
no,
that's
you
right.
can't get out. Cameron, you're right for this, and it's a great role. It's a great opportunity, but I want it out. I was just thought, no, I can't do that. I'm not right for it. I don't remember why I brought that up.
No,
You just
because
said,
that's actually a really interesting thing. I totally forgot about you sharing that
yeah,
because you had the choice between Paradise and Being Human,
yeah,
both wonderful roles. I mean, the Being
yeah,
Human role would have been fantastic because it's a real
right.
character that's incredible, but
Well, a
the
lot,
Gary role is just so
yeah,
complex and
yeah.
yeah.
But it was, I remember talking to you about it, saying, I don't want to do this because it's hard. I already played a character
Mm,
like this, and it was the hardest thing in my acting career, that Richard Jewell part on that show,
yeah,
man. And you said, we will find a way to take this heavy work and make it fun.
yeah,
It doesn't have to be this hard, serious thing. And
yes.
that's exactly what happened. There was a take that we will use where he asks her, uh, he tries to kiss her and she shuts him down. And I got a case of the giggles during this scene. I'd never had them before, but that's how free things are getting, that I'm letting whatever comes. I'm not judging it. I was like, oh, I feel like giggling. I'm like, gonna. Like doing these takes, I'm doing everything I can. And I'd giggle on this like climactic moment, and then they'd say cut, and I'd start laughing, just get it out. But but that's the kind of place you want to get to, that you're just loose and free and not that expectation thing. It's supposed to
Oh
be
man.
like this. So um, we did have fun, and it wasn't heavy.
No, I know. You had the time. It was fun talking to you throughout the shoot, and you
Yeah,
were just, you know, jubilant.
yeah,
You was just like, yeah,
yeah,
you're like walking on clouds.
yeah.
Like every conversation was like, oh, I've never been on a set. Like, oh my gosh, and this and this, and just like, yeah, and
Dude.
yeah. So it was definitely exciting, and I think I'm so excited to see the response on this. We're taping this before it airs, but I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be. It's your work on it, and this role is so special, and yeah,
Yeah, it was cool. It was weird to like not audition, just get the call. That Dan Fogelman had clocked me during, 8 years ago during Mindhunter, and had just wanted
wow.
something he wanted. So here we are.
What's yeah, you bring the sweetness to it too that we fall in love with Gary. Like
Right,
you're just like, I love this guy. Like
right,
what a good,
right,
and so much of your own personality that's like the gentleness and
right,
sweetness
right,
even is in there,
right,
right? And
right,
then for it to just flip.
right, right,
It's just like, ooh,
right.
yeah.
It's interesting to reverse engineer too, because if you only heard about Gary at the end of the story, you're just like, oh, that's another stalker weirdo.
Yep, yep.
Um, but sometimes things are different than what they may appear on the
Yeah.
outside. Um, so it was interesting being on set, and the crew saying, we're really sad that Gary did what he did because
Yeah.
there is something we want Gary to. It's like, can you
Yes.
call him a bad guy? That feels wrong.
No.
It's just
You want him to win,
you
like
had no
yeah.
upbringing. You had nothing. You didn't know.
Yeah.
This is all you've ever had. You didn't even know you wanted it. Suddenly you have it, and you can't let it go. You know, and that was that was a hell of a thing to shoot there because of
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Indeed.
Hmm.
Well, cool, Cameron. Well, there's much more to come. So I'm excited about that. So hopefully we'll be doing more of these for other things because
Yeah.
it's fun
Yeah.
to talk about and, all of that. Hopefully you guys, again, are really, really inspired by Cameron's journey and hopefully we should probably put a spoiler alert out for people that haven't watched the whole thing.
Yeah. And for
Uh,
this interview and the other, if I didn't cover something that interests you, I'd
let
love
us
to
know.
come to your other classes
Yeah.
and chat with kid,
I would love
anyone who,
that. I was
yeah.
thinking about that actually, and I was thinking about what I'd like to do too is just do a live Q&A thing.
Yeah.
Do you know, like what we're doing with? I thought it would be a good follow up to this,
Yeah.
where we'll share not this video but the first one, and then we'll just do a live Q&A where we'll invite
Okay.
the whole everywhere.
If we record it, I'll say less than if we don't. Probably can say more without recording it.
No, we won't
Just
record the Q&A.
okay. Okay.
That's why I wanted to record this, where
Okay.
we know
Okay.
what we're
Okay.
saying, but on the Q&A, yeah, we can
There's
do,
always something.
yeah,
Maybe I'll.
inside, yeah.
It's not that salacious.
No.
They were all murdering children in occults. It was nothing like
Yeah.
that.
Anyway,
Yep.
sweet. Thank you so much, Cameron.
On the child cult murdering.
Yes.
Thank you. It's a great way to end it.
Yes. Thank you, Cameron, so much for doing this. It's super fun to be with you, and I look forward to our hangouts too and our celebration of this incredible couple of years.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool. Bye, guys.